So what is access control? This is a brief tutorial of some of the parts involved in access control. So first of all, you start off with a controller, and this particular one is Dowell. So they're coming in all different boxes, but you need like a brain. Sometimes you will get generalized controllers, 1-door, 2-door, 4-door controllers, but anywhere, it's the brain that actually feeds into your network, and then it will go out towards your doors. Now, this is internal training, and this is our makeshift demo of access control. So some of the key devices on these things are the generalized locks. So depending on the door, typically you would not put a mag lock on a wood door. But with a mag lock, they're typically used for weird situations or for glass doors. So even with glass doors, typically what we'll install is dual mag locks. The manufacturers go all over the charts, but basically it will be a single mag lock or a dual on typically like a glass door. So some of the devices that you will have on a mag lock or various bits and pieces, but again, this is just a generalized video. Wire mold, we just kind of put it in there because whatever. So, but the devices are a mag lock, an IR sensor, and then push to exit. So this particular thing, this is in our small training kitchen. So every time that the sensor is on there, it will automatically unlock. Now, if you didn't have an IR sensor, you could just push this button and that would just leave that there. So when I'm not triggering this, it will automatically unlock. So because we're in such a small environment, we can just twist this around so that we're not constantly unlocking it. But again, mag lock, you will have power cable and you will also have controller cable. A couple of the different readers that we install, there's so many different readers, but this is more or less, shall we say, the common, the HID reader. So manufacturers go all that there. So what the readers are for is when you actually go out and you will get credentials, which is a fob, which I'll go over. So this particular reader we like because we can just give it out to the techs and we could just punch in. It's also, we can use fobs on it and stuff like that. But typically in an office building, you'll see one of these guys out there. And again, we like to have it because this is our inventory room, so it's separate from our main office. So there's a door there. You actually saw it. So, but with this, we can just type in a code, or we can have like a card clamshell or something like that. Now, with a typical wood door, sometimes you can't navigate through there. So this is what they call electric strike. So once it has been received, the card or your credentials, it will unlock the door. So this is great for that. By the way, this is our employee of the month. Anybody know that reference? So again, the locks, that's an electric strike. And with the readers, there's so many different functions. So you will have like a little fob right there. You will have like a credit card type IR sensor. Now, with the actual units, there's so many different units. You could get a unit that is all from the network, just jumps over there. Or sometimes in longer factories, you will have like the controller right there, and we'll just have a network cable going all the way out. So it really depends on your landing zones. Controllers can be by the door, they can be by the rack. Now this is like 10 feet, 6 feet. So, but again, we have some other doors that are protected too. With a controller, make sure you get a battery. What it basically happens with the door access is, these are all your wirings. So you'll have your boards, you'll have the door controllers, and of course alarms. Let me get that in there. There's so many different options with door access, but basically The network feeds the controller. You program in credentials. John Smith can get into this door Monday through Friday. Sally Fields can get in on the weekends only or night shifts. So again, the credentials are going through there. Some of the programming will actually be on the controller, or it will be a web interface, whatever the case may be. So again, this is a brief overview of different options. The great thing about door access is, instead of a physical key, so you're not walking around like a janitor all day, if you have multiple employees, you just get a $5 card, $2 fob, put all their credentials in there, and then if there's anything that has to happen, that can be disabled. So it's a great way for employee management, great way for MDUs, multiple dwelling units. You have a lot of tenants. The cost of a key, a master key or something like that. So these credentials are great because they're interchangeable. Not interchangeable, but they're a good cost solution. So when we're looking at door access, it's security. And that's it in a nutshell. This is an internal demo. There's so many different options with door access, but this is a brief overview for our guys to have a conversation of how we can protect your building and be cost efficient and secure.